Well, hello, heathens. How are you doing tonight? Tonight we are responding to a video like we do every single Monday night, and I appreciate everybody joining me tonight. If you will, leave a comment down below. Let me know how your night's going. All right, so this guy is named Punky J. He apparently thinks atheism fails for some odd reason. I'm not sure, but we're going to find out.
Hey, it's Punky J. What's going on, guys?
What up, Punky?
So I don't feel like making this video too long and naming off a bunch of facts and debunking this bullshit theory called atheism.
Okay, one, atheism isn't a theory. Two, yeah, fuck facts, right? Just totally fuck facts. I mean, who needs facts in this world? I mean, it's not like, gravity's a fact and a scientific theory. I don't need to know the fact that if I jump off the roof, I'm likely to break an arm or some shit. No, we don't need facts. Fuck facts.
Because really, I mean, what's the point? Most people aren't gonna listen to everything I say anyways.
What's the point? Okay, I get that you're a little apathetic about providing evidence, but it's often seen as pretty good and convincing if you can provide facts and evidence. But I'm guessing you're just presenting your opinion.
But guys, what you have to know more so than anything is that atheism is something that's created by the elites, okay, by people in power, because they want people to fall victim to narcissism. This is the worship of self.
I predict Illuminati being brought up. Illuminati! Ooh, the all-seeing eye of the Illuminati elite squad.
That's exactly what atheism is. It's the worship of yourself. The elites, Illuminati, whatever you want to call it, don't want you to believe.
I haven't seen this. I swear. I called the Illuminati reference. God damn, these people are predictable as shit.
Even God, they want you to worship them. They want you to worship the system. We're all slaves to the system. And that's another thing. Atheists, they can make it sound like they're so free and they're so, I have no gods. But really they do, and that's the state. That's the system, man.
Okay, well, what I feel like he's talking about here is called state atheism. This is commonly thrown at you by, Mao, or not by Mao, but by Christians referencing, Mao and Stalin and whatnot. They want to reference state atheism. State atheism is where they abolish religion completely, and they replace with the worship of state. Basically, the state becomes the religion, and that in itself isn't atheism. Atheism is just not believing in a god. State atheism, however, actually has people treating the state as if it were up on a pedestal like God. So that's what he's referencing here, which we don't actually have in the United States. This is all just happening up in his brain. None of this is real at all, but he's got this shitting grin on his face I know what's up. Dude, if you really figure this out and the Illuminati was real and there's this whole elite thing, don't you think they could easily take you out and why would you put this on the internet for them? I'm sure they could triangulate you with all their shit we got his GPS. Fuck Devin Tracy.
They have to worship their government, and it's just the hilarious hypocrisy of these atheists. But let's just go over a few things with atheism. Number one, their number one theory is that they believe something came from nothing, and that to me is just utter bullshit.
Okay, so we believe that something came from nothing. Well, the same nothing that you're trying to reference here is not exactly the same nothing that you're, I guess, thinking about, because even a vacuum of space, even a complete vacuum, I mean, there's energy there, so it's not nothing. There's still something there. It's just nothing, as in we can't really perceive anything without specialized instruments. And to think that this whole universe came out of nothing isn't really all that crazy of an idea. We've proven that exotic particles can pop in and out of existence. We've also proven that we did have a start at the beginning. But what I find funny is that you're so hell bent on laughing at atheists when most religions today, at least the big three, think that God quite literally created everything out of nothing, and apparently that's just fucking fine for you. I don't get how all of a sudden we're the ones that are crazy, but yet you're the ones that think that some mystical figure created everything out of quite literally nothing. It just seems like you're complaining against your own idea.
Okay, I don't care if you're a Christian.
I would just like to say hashtag dicks out for Hammurabi.
Or, whatever you believe, you should not believe in that. That's the most bogus thing anyone can tell you. Is that somehow, in the equation of nothingness, you can have something. To quote that one dude from that Allstate commercial, or that bank commercial, 0 equals 0, okay?
Wow, I'm so glad you brought that mathematical proof in order to disprove that the universe didn't come from nothing, as you put it. And I'm so glad that your reference material is an Allstate commercial instead of some kind of fucking math book for 0 equals 0.
There's no variables in 0. I don't care what you guys tell me that there was some kind of vibrations. Nothing. You can't have anything in.
Does he think that God was up there with a dildo, making it vibrate in empty space, it's gonna pop soon, I know it.
0, alright? But these atheists, they'll debate me until they're blue in the face that there's some kind of, variables, but it's just.
Okay, I think what he's talking about here are variables in just in the natural world in general. Maybe he's talking about like the fine tuning argument, how there are variables that have to be set for specific values in order for life to be here, which isn't exactly that as it's presented by Christians. But I'm not exactly sure what he's meaning by variables here.
It's all silly bullshit, and that's really what atheism is. But the sad truth is, atheism, it breeds, It breeds? I don't know how atheism can breed anything. An emptiness inside of you, because people don't.
Has he gotten to point 2 yet? Because I feel like he's still on point 1, and he's being rather verbose about explaining point 1. Not to mention, he said that he didn't want to bring up facts. 0 equals 0 is a fact.
Naturally want to believe there's nothing, that nothing is there when you die, and that you just become this, empty void of nothingness. Nobody wants to believe that.
Okay, well, honestly, the universe doesn't give a shit about what you want to believe. I want to believe it. Gravity doesn't exist, but I can guarantee you, I go and jump off a building, my ass is gonna be smushed on the ground. So the universe doesn't give a shit what you want to believe, but the pure fact that when we die there is nothing afterwards, I think is a fact that we don't necessarily have to like, but we can accept, and we can live this life fuller. He paints such a depressing picture of an atheist's life, saying that we don't believe in anything afterwards, we believe in nothing or something like that. No, we just don't believe in a God. That's not believing in nothing, you social retard. I swear to Christ.
Nobody wants to believe that this life is our only life anyway. This world we live in is kind of a sad world. It's full of a lot of suffering and pain. And so why would we want to naturally believe that this is all there is?
Well, no, our natural inclination isn't to believe that this is all that there is. Obviously, we have a natural inclination to seek out an explanation for our natural world. And because we didn't have the answers at one point, we just associated shit with gods, magical beings that we couldn't see or explain or really even fucking predict. And that's how gods and religion were born.
Looking at it on a more, I guess, psychological level, if you want to call it that, I don't see why someone would want to believe that. But see, people, they force this belief system on themselves.
I didn't force atheism on myself. It's a conclusion that I came to after examining the evidence, with as little bias as I can make it. No atheism was forced on me.
Because, well, number one, they are brainwashed. That's a big thing. But number two, they want to feel bigger than what they really are. But the truth is, we're all mortals. We all have sins to atone for, and you can't hide from that.
We have sins to atone for, and we cannot hide from that. Okay, I wonder what sins you're talking about, because in Christianity, the notion of sin, you have, this whole idea that sins are equal. For me to say that I don't believe in God, or that God doesn't exist, or to reject the Holy Spirit or whatever, that apparently is the unforgivable sin. That is the only sin that is held above all else. So, you say that we have sins to atone for. I don't know what you mean by sin. By sin, you just mean fucking living in general.
People, they want to live in this world where they feel like they don't have to be judged by anyone. In this weird kind of liberal SJW feminist world, where people think they can just do whatever they want, no matter how strange and bizarre and wrong it is.
How is that different from how humans act in general? Humans act in their own best interest all the time. We act according to our own moral code. If we want to stay in society and not be removed from society, we have to abide by societal norms and morals and whatnot. Our moral code has to comply with that. At least in our actions and whatnot. There's a lot of sociopaths out there and psychopaths out there. The psychopaths would kill you with a grin on their face. The sociopaths wouldn't care if you died or not. But, I'm just saying that everybody has their own moral code. So I don't get what you're saying with somehow a religion limits what you're gonna do, because it obviously doesn't fucking work. Else we wouldn't have all these scandals in churches. We wouldn't have, several archdioceses, being wrapped up in pedophilia scandals. We wouldn't have several Baptist congregations that were wrapped up in these sex scandals. There was one here in Alabama where the guy knowingly gave women in his congregation HIV. But yeah, religion prevents you from doing shitty shit like that.
And not be judged by anyone. But the truth of the matter is, these people, I'd be willing to bet a lot of them have never had a good father figure or, much discipline in their life.
Father figure, I have a father, but he wasn't a big part of my life, sadly. I wish he was. That's why I'm trying to do the best I can for my son and be, a part of his life as much as I can be a positive influence in his life. But that, me not having a father really in my life, really made me want to be a father and, be that positive influence in somebody's life. But that's not every fucking body, you generalizing fucktard.
And that's what happens with these atheists, man. They feel like they're in control, that they're in power of everything.
Are we still on point one? Are we going to get to, it's almost over? Are we going to get to another point, or did he just forget to list them?
And again, it's a mental disorder. It's definitely some kind of imbalance, if you want to call it that. But
yeah, I have a mental disorder because I don't believe in God. Holy fuck. Actually, studies have shown that it's a mental disorder to fucking believe in God. And to be quite honest, you have to be a little mentally disabled in order to believe some guy in the sky sneezed life into dirt, and I'm speaking of specifically Ken Ham here, and then petition the state to give you $18 million so you can build an ark, which people can verifiably prove that you can't fit every goddamn kind of animal on it. But we're the mentally unstable ones.
Yeah, guys, I'm not telling you guys you got to be a Christian, you got to do this or that, but the reason I'm making this video is to simply let you guys know that the theory of atheism, okay?
Atheism's not a theory, it's an answer to a single question. So, I don't know why you keep referencing it as a theory.
Okay. On the logical and on the, the psychological side of it, it's complete and utter bullshit. You cannot tell me something can come from nothing. Now, if you were to say, the universe is infinite. That's one thing, but still, I don't think that makes much sense. I think it makes a lot more sense to say that there was a thinking energy, okay, that created us. A thinking energy that did not need a creator, because energy cannot be created or destroyed. Albert Einstein once said, "I want to know the equation of God." And it's interesting too, because his theory, E equals mc squared, it's very related to what I'm saying. Energy equals matter.
Okay, you only half do you finish it?
I forgot the C part, squared, but it.
You forgot the C part, squared? Okay, it's energy equals mass times the acceleration, or the constant that is the speed of light, squared. It's how to determine how much energy is in a moving object. I don't know what you're trying to connect here. It seems like you're just spitting word vomit out right now.
It's still very related. Like,
exactly how high did you get for this video? I'm just asking for a friend.
I believe that Albert Einstein knew that there was some kind of creator, and he even said that too. He was not a Christian or anything like that, but I know he was very open to the idea of a higher being, and I think you guys should be too, Okay,
well, I do think that Einstein was, he wasn't an atheist. I think he was a deist, and that he doesn't believe in a personal God. But with him talking about sins and whatnot makes me think that he's Christian. So I don't know.
You shouldn't want to become nothing when you die, dude. That's not cool. I mean,
well, it's not that we want to become nothing. Just because we accept the fact that there's nothing after this life doesn't make us want to live for nothing. That's such a dumb as fuck way to logic that.
Why would you want to believe that, guys? So, anyways, guys, this is just some stuff to think about, I know I left some stuff out, but really, I mean, I don't think I should have to cover everything in regards to atheism, but just remember, guys, think for yourself. Common sense is your greatest ally, and
common sense is not your ally, obviously. Unless you got some kind of weird sense of common sense, because you mentioned Illuminati. I mean, you're basically about 50,000 subs away from being vigilant Christian Mario. I don't think common sense is on your side, man.
Know that freedom of speech and common sense are under attack right now, and
common sense is definitely under attack. Your freedom of speech is not under attack, though, but common sense is definitely being assaulted in this video.
Theocracy is spreading. So that's why I'm making this video, guys, to try and spread some sort of truth, to try and spread at least people to think for themselves, to try to make people think for themselves. So.
Well, I mean, honestly, how a lot of atheists get to the position of atheism is by thinking for themselves and not just believing what some quack says on the internet. Like, I know, like earlier in the comments there, somebody, said, I'd like to see this study on how God belief is a mental illness or mental disorder. And I was able to go on there. It was on me to go and get the information and give it to him. And then he can make up his mind for himself. I believe his name was Jake in the comments there. He asked for that, and that's great. I think that people should think for themselves, but you're asking people to not think for themselves. It's kind of crazy because you say, hey, I want you to think for yourselves, but it's not cool to want to become nothing. It's like, you think for yourself, but don't think this. Do you see how hypocritical, like that's hypocritical, like within a 10-second span there. You are rivaling Joshua Feuerstein at this point.
Hopefully this will help. I'll see you guys next time. This is Punky J. Peace.
This gave us about 30 minutes worth of laughs to have. To be quite honest there, Punky J. I appreciate you putting this video out there and putting your thoughts out there, even though they definitely fuck common sense in the ass with a deranged cactus. But, at least you put it out there and you're confident in yourself enough to have Hot Wheels stuff on there mixed with skulls and a birdhouse sticker. But yes, I appreciate everybody joining me tonight. That is all of his video. If you will, submit videos to the page through the messages. So I hope that you guys will check out my channel, subscribe to it if you like my content there, and I will see you guys next Monday with another video for us to laugh at. I'll see you heathens later. Y'all have a nice night. Well, there's time I won't get back. I have become nothing. Donald Trump wants to cut taxes at all income levels. No taxes for individuals making less than $25,000 and couples making less than $50,000. Make the highest individual rate 33%. Didn't know back then. For me, it was just realizing that the Bible wasn't completely true, and then me investigating that for myself, trying to figure out answers to the Bible that eventually led me to being an atheist. I went